just does get it. Intercepted by Darryl Talley. Talley at the 10. Talley, touchdown, Buffalo. Talley from West Virginia. He had a touchdown on an interception during the regular year. The #1 tackler on this Bills defense. He said to us one day, he said, I would have been a terrific Raider. Well, the Raiders don't think he's so terrific. It's 20-3 Buffalo.
Schrader didn't even see him. He was right in the way, and Schrader didn't even spot him, just standing there.
Point, and it's 21-3 Buffalo on a 27-yard touchdown return by Darryl Talley.
A combination of pressure by Smith right here, combination of pressure coming underneath again. Wisniewski this time. Now you'll see the throw, and Talley will be right in the way of the throw. See him standing right here, and the ball is going to be thrown right to him. So he was zoning off, and Schrader didn't account for him.
Showed pretty good speed. Tim Brown couldn't bring him down from behind.
Now you'll see Talley dropping right to this area and just standing there. Meanwhile, Smith put so much pressure on Schrader he has to move, and there's Talley just in the way. Now I can't tell you why Talley was there. It looked like he had someone to cover who must have been blocking, so he just dropped back and stood there right in the way. But again, it's the pressure that's forcing Schrader to make his decisions far too quickly. Much more quickly than he's accustomed to.
Well, the patriotic spirit of these Buffalo fans is quite obvious in the emotions and all the pregame exercises and the anthem, much as we saw yesterday in Chicago at the NHL All-Star Game. And the red, white, and blue of the Bills out to a 21-3 lead with 3:09 left in the first quarter. The scoring machine for Buffalo and Marv Levy. And Ted Marchibroda, we should give him credit, the offensive coordinator. What did Lofton say to us about how well schooled the wide receivers and quarterbacks are with Marchibroda?
Well, Marchibroda will give them a package of, let's just say, 12 plays for the no huddle. And they'll have a sequence of using them. So their coach is still directly involved. But by and large, they're pass plays.
Scott Norwood with Clifford Hicks assisting on the hold. Down it comes to Jamie Howland. Carlton Daly, whose father is fighting in the Gulf crisis, makes a solid tackle on special teams.
Smith hog time Schrader. Seeing the touchdown, Schrader couldn't see it. Smith knew first.
Bruce Smith, the all-everything defensive lineman of the Buffalo Bills. Name a category, and Bill's name was usually at the top of the Buffalo list. His 19 sacks, perhaps the most impressive, as he finished just behind the brilliant Derek Thomas of the Kansas City Chiefs for the NFL lead.
You rarely see a defensive lineman that can dominate not only the man attempting to block him, but the next man he's confronted with. He can still dominate. And this is, in my opinion, the best defensive player in the league today.
How important is this possession, Bill?
Oh, boy. They've just got to get first downs. They've got to show something right now.
Steve Smith, the fullback from Penn State, and he barrels out to the 27-yard line. Bentley, along with Leonard Smith on the tackle. It was Smith there first, no relation.
One thing that the Raider offense had better do is get that Raider defense a rest. So if they can just consume some time to get the Raider defense to regroup and install or implement some of their blitzes, so when they come back out, they can stop this Bill team. So the Raiders not only have to score, but they've got to give that Raider defense some rest.
7 yards for Smith on the carry, his first. And he gets it again. And with it, a first down. He ran well against the Bills in the regular season. So the Raiders get their first down rushing the football. Leon Seals made the tackle. Al Davis former coach, general manager, and managing partner of the Raiders. He is Mr. Raider, the win baby win man, but he's going to have to find some real magic for his club to rally from this impressive start in Buffalo today.
Well, and speaking with Al, he believes this team is actually a year away. He knows there's certain facets of it that haven't been developed as well as they will be a year from now. But still, they're a game away from the Super Bowl.
Marcus is slotted left. Smith, the lone running back, on first down. And Smith gets it again. Hit hard, but look at the drive of Smith, who's a 240-pound fullback who used to block for D.J. Dozier with the Nittany Lions in their championship year of '86 under Joe Paterno. Shane Conlon, his teammate at Penn State.
They practiced against and scrimmaged against each other year after year. They really know each other. Good friends. But Conlon filled that hole and Smith filled it and blocked in it, so they know each other physically.
Second and a short 5. Smith again. Now Art Shell and Terry Robisky as offensive coordinator, figuring that they're keying on Marcus, the passing game. Let's not risk another interception, trying this fairly rarely used Steve Smith. There's Robisky as we're down to the final minute of this opening quarter.
Robisky's being tested himself. This is his first year of calling plays, of coordinating an offense. And this is obviously the biggest test he'll have, especially down 21-3.
Final play of the opening period. Game clock and quarter clock are exactly the same. 3rd and 4. Schrader guns incomplete. That wasn't near either Fernandez or Horton. End of the first quarter. All Buffalo 21-3. And now for a Gulf War update, we go to
He came out to cover him. Now this is just what the Raiders want. When you can get that running back outside with a much bigger and less active linebacker covering him, but Schrader had something else in mind. What worries me right this minute, Dick, Schrader looks rattled. He's thrown 2 errant passes, 1 interception, and the last incomplete pass, and they're going to have to settle this guy down. It's that simple.
So we start the second quarter. The Bills leading 21-3, and Nate Odoms will be their punt return man. As you look at Schrader, perhaps getting some counsel and comfort from upstairs, his tutor, the quarterback coach Mike White.
Well, when he's played well, they've won, but of course you can say that about any quarterback and any team. But he has made the big plays, the big deep passes that Davis likes so much. But right now he's going to have to complete 60 or 70%. Look, 6 in a row incomplete. Well, that's trouble.
Nate Odoms for the injured Al Edwards, the role that Odoms is not totally accustomed to since that fell in the rookie's lap during the year. Gossett delivers a wobbly short kick to Odoms. 30. As I said, doesn't feel all that comfortable. All he does is return it almost 20 yards. And we have a timeout. Doing their part. Now they'll rest as the offense takes the field. See his elbow and apparently his gut and maybe a hand with all the blood wiping down on the front of his pants. Jim Kelly on the exchange. Gossett was kicking from the line of scrimmage to 40 in Raider territory, and with a return, Buffalo takes over on their 43.
The Raiders have gone to a 3-man line, a 3-man pass rush.
Thomas right into the arms of Golick, but boy, he's strong at 195, 200 pounds. He wears number 34, Thurman Thomas, because growing up in the Houston area, Thomas' idol was the great Earl Campbell with the Houston Oilers.
Well, Dave Edoff has put his club in a 3-man line, basically not concerned so much about rushing the passer, but covering.
Too much time again, and that allows Tasker to break open for a catch. A man who had only 2 receptions all year. That'll be close to a first down at the Raider 47.
Nope, no pressure whatsoever. And you've got some excellent people. Now you'll see the 3-man line, and they bring Townsend from the outside. No, that's Wallace from the outside. But Kelly, maybe I'll be saying this all day. I don't want to repeat myself. All the protection he needed. Now here's an underneath pattern. Again, Reed, oh no, this is to the outside for Tasker. But all the time he needs.
Azer just joining us. We're at Rich Stadium, Buffalo. 14 minutes remain in the first half. The Buffalo Bills very impressively. First 2 possessions, 2 touchdown drives, engineered by Kelly, nearly flawless. And Marv Levy's team then got a touchdown from Darryl Talley on a 27-yard interception return. The Raiders on their first possession drove deep and had to settle for a 41-yard field goal by Jeff Jager. It is 21-3.
Well, Art's being tested today, no question about it. And all the adjustments now are being made by the assistant coaches, the guys that have their specific responsibilities. There's Dave Adolph, and it's in Dave's hands, so to speak. He's the guy that's responsible for calling the defenses and deciding who should be playing and how to strategize.
So he's made 4 basic changes. He first started with just the 1 substitution rule. Then he went to his whole dime package. Now he's going with a 3-man defensive line. And Thomas goes to the 41-yard line on first down, a gain of about 4.
Right, Dick. In the initial drive, no subs. Second time around, one defensive back. Third time around, 2 defensive backs. Fourth time around, the 3-man line. But he hasn't blitzed yet. Maybe they just have such a fear of blitzing, and I don't blame them. But they're going to have to do something like that.
Meanwhile, Thurman Thomas threads away, and it's another Buffalo first down at the 31.
Well, I'm sure the Raiders would much rather play against a team that lines up with 2 tight ends, a close flanker, and hammers at you. But this wide-open style that Marchibrodo's installed is really, they're getting outsmarted.
Thurman Thomas, who had 117 yards last week against Miami, bolts forward for 5 or 6 more. He preceded the Heisman winner Barry Sanders at Oklahoma State. They remain friends. In fact, he said he tried to call Barry this week. He said he normally talks to him, but maybe Barry's upset because I'm in the playoffs.
That's right.
He isn't. The old McCall, Barry, as you're watching. Here he comes again. Thurman Thomas to the 15. First down, Buffalo.
That was a sweep out of the shotgun, in which you'll see the guards pull around the corner with Thomas right in behind him, and the Raiders hadn't seen that particular play.
Thomas now with 71 yards and a touchdown this first half. Give it to the hot back again. Only it's a different back, same position. It's the former Texas Twister Kenneth Davis from TCU, and he gets good yardage, nearly 6. Bob Golick with a tackle. Thurman Thomas getting a breath of air. He doesn't like to come out. Told you that, Bill.
Well, I don't think he's ever handled the ball quite this much.
Davis again. And he does twist all the way to the 6-yard line and very close to a first down. Golick couldn't get him down with the initial hit. Only after 3 yards, 4 yards, Davis brought to this old carpet that will be replaced at the end of this season. Very hard, and as it gets colder, it will be very slippery. So a team with a big early advantage, really.
Oh, sure. And if the weather comes in on us a little bit, that'll eliminate the Raiders. Dick, this club, this Bills club, it just crossed my mind. It's much like the 49ers in '81. They're playing inspired football, just inspired football. Everybody playing above their own abilities. It's
and their
beautiful
abilities
to watch.
aren't bad.
And their abilities, of course, they have some truly great players, but almost a team of destiny. I've heard, of course, the Bears said that a few times through the years, but the team of destiny.
Buffalo, one of 10 NFL teams not to have gone to a Super Bowl game. In fact, they almost went to the first one. They played the American Football League championship game at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. But Johnny Dawson and company, Johnny Robinson beat them here, and it was the Chiefs who played the Packers Super Bowl one. Paul McGuire, yeah, he averaged 43 yards a punt. As a backup linebacker on that Bills team.
Well, he's got the heft to do it.
Is he still kicking around?
He's a hefty guy. This is how he could punt now if he tried.
Third and inches. Thurman Thomas has a first and goal for Buffalo. Greg Townsend made the tackle. Unstoppable has Marv Levy's offense been these last 2 weeks of playoff action.
You have to give a lot of credit to Kent Hall, the center. He's doing a beautiful job on a fine nose man in Bob Golick.
Timeout. 21-3 Buffalo. They average 93 inches of snowfall, but they remind you of the Chamber of Commerce. It's a much lighter snow. Say it's almost 2-1 to Boston.
It's sort of a dry snow. Even though it's 3 feet deep at times, very dry.
Well, it's not anything but pleasant today. A light snow, and first and goal, Buffalo at the 2-yard line. They come up with some heavier backs now as Mueller comes in, the fullback, along with Thomas. They're looking for roll. Kelly will run it in. Does he get there? No. They stop him right on the doorstep as Eddie Anderson and Jerry Robinson made the hit. And Kelly okay, and you could hear the crowd very quiet until they saw Kelly get up.
Well, they wanted him. Those Raiders wanted him here. There's their only chance to get to him. But these Bills fans remind me of the New Orleans fans. They're the best fans in football.
Why is that?
Well, they're the most positive. They're not looking to insult or ridicule you. They're supportive of their team. They appreciate the game of football. It's just a great football community. New Orleans, much the same.
11th play of the drive. 2nd and goal at the half-yard line.
Second down. This Raider defense is almost playing like they're
Mesmerized.
Mesmerized, yeah.
Mueller behind Kelly. He wanted to throw to Fitz Roll over the last one. It's Thomas. He's earned it. DeVore. Does he get stacked? No, it's Don Smith in trying to dive over the pile, and the big eyes of Ricky Ellison were focused right on him and drove him back. Might have even been a half-yard loss on the play.
What I just mentioned, the Raiders, this is the kind of football the Raiders want to play. Look at Ricky Ellison over the top. The Raiders want this kind of football. If somebody will play that way, they're pleased.
Mike Hardner really got the shoulder into him with Ellison following up. So a loss of a half-yard. It's 3rd and goal at the 1. Now Thomas is in with Mueller. Thurman gets the call. He's earned it. Is he in? Not quite. They mark it shy of the goal line. Well, you lead 21-3, Bill. 4th and inches.
Go for it. Get to 7 points. Because that would finish the game off for all intents and purposes. Ted Marchibroda with his game plan right in front of him. And I'd assume he'll have a play ready if Marv Levy wants to play. Yeah, it looks like he did.
They bring out Thurman Thomas, and Don Smith goes back in. And they go with the double tight ends. And now it's the Bills that want to talk it over with 9:04 left in the half. Lead for Buffalo, and they're that far from 7 more on 4th and goal.
It looks like they're going to run a tight formation. My feeling would be go right up over the top of the tailback. Right up over the top.
Kenneth Davis is the tailback. Davis, touchdown.
Right in behind Wilford, the left tackle, Richter and Hall, right in behind them, and just splitting the Raiders that time.
And a reminder that those are all brilliant blockers. Hull, 3rd straight Pro Bowl appearance this year. Richter is regarded as perhaps one of their top linemen and has been as an 11-year veteran. And Wolford named this week as the Pro Bowl alternate since Anthony Munoz will be unavailable with that shoulder injury.
Davis didn't even have to jump, Dick. He just ran right through the line of scrimmage.
Norwood for the extra point. Blocked, and it does not skid through. Try to get the name of the Raider that got in there. That's one of the few bright spots for them that limits the Bills.
Right now,
just 6 instead of 7.
Whoever did that would be the MVP at this minute.
Here's the touchdown by
Great job
Davis.
of blocking by Richter. He pulled and trapped outside. Beautiful job. Well, let's see who got a hold of this, because at this point, it looks
Number
like
70, Scott Davis.
As far as Scott Davis is concerned, right now he's the MVP for the Raiders with that blocked extra point.
Marv Levy, who was a special teams coach for many years under the late George Allen, doesn't like to see that. But he must get consolation quickly by a look at the scoreboard.
That might have been some dramatics on his part, because he has a dominating football team.
Well, that last drive by Buffalo, 12 plays, the last 11 of which were on the ground as they just took it right to the Raiders.
Well, they winded and fatigued that Raider defensive unit to the point where the Raiders are absorbing the blocks and the Buffalo team was just taking them on physically. The one thing the Raiders take pride in.
To the Raiders' credit, Art Shell at 1st and goal at the 2. It did take the Bills 4 plays to knock it in, but it now is 27-3.
Boy, these can be shocks. They really can, because you've worked all year for a championship shot like this, and so many games of this intensity can turn out this way, where one team just simply dominates, all of the Super Bowl in recent years, where one team just gets an edge, gets the momentum, and then just takes it out of the other one.
And your point at the end of the playoff game in Los Angeles last week, I thought was very poignant and insightful in that being that the Raiders move the ball well, but they don't score enough.
And they just aren't a scoring team.
Very short kick, fumbled by the Raiders. Who's got it? Jamie Mueller, number 41 of Buffalo. Jamie Holland trying to catch the ball on the run, went right through the basket.
What you attempt to do when you're behind like this, Arfield, you have to make the play. Now, Jamie Holland tried to catch that running full speed right into the covering people coming right down at him. And he took his eye off the ball. Well, Mueller's one of the real solid guys on this team. He does sort of all the dirty work, the blocking, the special teams.
Well, Buffalo with a big lead, just what they needed. Another possession deep in Raider territory at the 30. Greg Townsend makes the hit on Thurman Thomas after a gain of 3. Townsend will go to the Pro Bowl this year for the first time. Oh, look at the faces for the Raiders. They just can't believe what's happening here. Under pressure, Kelly throws for Tasker. He fumbles, or is it ruled incomplete? Did not have possession as the call. Incomplete. Scott Davis, who has really emerged as an outstanding pass rusher, and this is 3rd year, number 70 for the Raiders, put the pressure on.
Davis, to the right of our screen, is just pushing himself right through Richter. Beautiful job by him, manhandling his guy, but Tasker almost makes a brilliant catch. It just shows you the inspiration these Bills have right now.
3rd down for Kelly. Change in the play as he barks it out. Andre Reed, a rare drop, but a tough catch. He knew he was going to be hit quickly, and he was trying to get up the one hand, protect himself, and pull it down. Townsend was blitzing on the play. Oh, this is a rarity. The Bills stopped after 3 plays, and on comes the field goal team.
At halftime, the Raiders are going, well, it's 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. The Raiders are going to somehow have to put together an offense that can control the ball and make the play. It's going to be brutal. I just feel these Bills are one of the great teams that come along.
45-yard attempt by Norwood. And it is no good. Wide to the right. So So Norwood, whose range is just about there, he did have a 49-yarder as his longest career field goal, has missed an extra point. Blocked by Davis. Gets enough leg here, but is wide to the right. So with 8:13 left, it remains 27-3 Buffalo. Missed field goal. Willie Gault bumped out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Willie Gault, what a story he is. He won the gold medal as part of that record-setting 4x100 relay team in the World Championships in Helsinki in '83. Then turned pro, so missed the '84 Olympics. '80, of course, the boycott of the Olympic Games. He goes to the Super Bowl, wins himself a ring with the Bears. Now, after the finish of this season, he will endeavor to make the USA bobsled team. He wants another medal, an Olympic medal, in a winter sport. He and Herschel Walker and Edwin Moses figure to be on the USA #1 bobsled team. Well, they're knowledgeable here. As soon as they saw Schrader try to bark out an audible, they raised the intensity of the crowd noise. Allen gets the first down at the 39. Shane Conlon, the tackler.
Dick, when can you think of an AFC team that's looked this good? Can you recall the last one? I really can. I know the Bengals in '81 were a top team, but this is the best AFC team I've seen in many, many years.
Well, that's a good point. Through the '80s, there were some good teams that won close championship games. Ethan Horton, one of the stars last week against Cincinnati, former first-round pick as a running back from North Carolina, fights for 5 or 6. Talley and Smith make the stop.
I think it would have been that Raider team that beat the Redskins so badly in the '83 season. Now, that was a great Raider team. But this is the best since.